Dabu 7. You're looking at Kansas City International Airport that's been evacuated because of a serious incident. At first, they said that this was bomb threat related. They've now given the all clear, but we have word that there is a backup at multiple airports. Again, the initial reports there were of a credible bomb threat to the airport, so all planes had been halted and there was a sweep underway. But then we have Nick Sorter stating that there's massive delays at airports all across the United States. Now, I don't know if you guys are out there experiencing any of this, but let me know in the comment section. Here is a shot from Nick Sorter at an unclarified airport here, where it does look backed up. And these people are in the area, kind of standing around. Versus the people we seen exiting the building in the other shots, and they're all outside. So if you guys got any info on this, if you're caught up in this mix, let me know. That's what we know of as of right now. Follow me on X as well. And join me for the live streams going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu77. Be safe.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone at Ruwell. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in this gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Wherever it may be, Sakia Mahaloya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Just a quick lesson. Says serious incident causes Kansas City International Airport to be evacuated. Flight delay across the U.S. Now, you know, it's the Spirit because, you know, the brothers and myself, we were just speaking of this at camp yesterday about how Kansas City is on the sleeper cell list. And the Spirit had me to find a video this morning to send to the brothers, which came out last year, I want to say around June, when all the madness was going on. And they was talking about how Kansas City had the top number of sleeper cells in the country, which makes a lot of sense. Which, I mean, that's speculative, but it's really not out of the realm of possibility because, for one thing, Kansas City, Missouri is right in the middle of Babylon, okay? So it makes sense. It's landlocked. Esau's blessing is here. We're surrounded by Air Force bases. This is a military state, you know, with Kansas being a military state as well. There's a lot of Army personnel that comes through here. All right, the home of the B-2 bombers. And there's a lot of artillery and a lot of hidden gems right here in KCMO that a lot of people don't really realize because they consider a flyover state. Also, they call it the cave state, you know, and the elites operate heavy underground, as we know. But it says serious incident causes Kansas City International Airport to be evacuated. This is the second incident in maybe like 3 months, maybe, because the last incident they had was on New Year's Eve. You know, it was a 60-degree day, feel good outside. It was clear as day, and not a plane in sight. And as I was looking, you know, it's 70 degrees out, and you know, I'm probably like 15, 20 minutes from the airport. So I can see the planes fly over my house pretty accurate. I can see them daily, and I haven't seen a plane in the sky yet. All right, and this incident came in. I think the brother spoke on it maybe like around. It was sometime this afternoon, but I was looking, and I'm like, man, it's funny. There's no planes. There's no nothing. So clearly they have some type of threat. But also they have what they call the World Cup coming here this year. At least one of the states hosting it is Kansas City. You know, and it's supposed to be like so many millions of people in attendance. So you better believe that something is getting ready to go down. All right, whether it be a psyop, because with this war with Iran, allegedly they've been activating sleeper cells, and the FBI has been on high alert for these particular attacks. And what are the chances that they get hit with a bomb threat at the international airport? I think it's called MCI. You know. So, yeah, something is definitely getting ready to go down, and this system is getting ready to fall. This system is getting ready to collapse because the U.S. is getting their ass handed to them in the Gulf states and the Strait of Hormuz If they continue to keep it closed and they continue to put more pressure on the oil and the gas markets, then that could be a direct blow to the United States economy. As we saw a 40-cent hike in gas prices within the week right here in KC. Okay, the last time I filled up, gas was $2.59, $2.49 in certain places, $2.59. And I want to say after the day the war started, the shit jumped up to $2.89. And it's been $2.99 the rest of the week. So that's pretty much $3 a gallon right there, you know? So it's not looking too good for Babylon, man. This system is on the verge of collapsing. They have these psyops taking place, all right? Sleeper cell watch lists. And this is the second bomb threat Kansas City then got hit with. Matter of fact, the third. Because I think they found 20 bombs by Liberty Memorial, which is the World War I Memorial Museum. I think it's World War I or II Memorial Museum. We call it the Lookout Point. You know, little memorial spot with all the soldiers, and they got what they call the I forgot what they called it, but it's like the forever torch or some shit. When a torch for the fallen soldiers, they light it and it's constantly lit. So they found like 20 bombs within the vicinity, which was more than enough to level that whole area, man. So something is gonna go down here, and you know what? Hey, it is what it is, because you know we the men of the Lord, the prophets that the Lord have set up in this province, we have been warning this city for the longest that the Most High was going to bring judgment, man. And the fact that the World Cup is coming this year in the summer months, this place is really on the list of being hit. Okay, whether it's Esau's inside goons, whether it be the CIA, the FBI, or whether it be Iranian sleeper cells doing their bidding, regardless of it, something is getting ready to happen, whether it be here or another state or wherever. But through the spirit, man, you know, brothers just got to be circumspect. Okay, so it says a Cake reported scores of passengers and workers were forced to leave due to the serious incident that is being speculated as a bomb threat. Officials have not confirmed this, however. Now, also, they was going into other airports being in delay because of the partial government shutdown. Okay, it was, what video was this? Was I watching? It was, New Orleans airport seeing long lines due to partial government shutdown. So people trying to get their little holiday trial, you know, their little vacations and getting on these planes and doing Lord knows what to try to soak up the last bit of freedom they have. But this system is getting ready to collapse, man, because they trying to bring in that mark of the beast, that chip. And this war in Iran, depending on what type of devastating effect it has on the economy, then, hey, we can very well see the fall of this system any day now, and the chip being instituted thereafter, because they want this thing up and running. But it says here, all flights have also been grounded, according to KMBC law enforcement, with dogs were seen heading into the airport. It says below is a footage from Cake showing passengers leaving the airport, but the Kansas City Aviation Department has confirmed the FBI has been called to the scene to investigate. And once again, this happened on New Year's Eve too. And there was a video I saw on TikTok of a Jake saying that this city has the most sleeper cells. And the crazy part about it is the comments, people was blowing it off like, yeah, right. How you gonna figure that? I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. You got the Whiteman Air Force Base out here. Okay, you got the military base out of Manhattan, Kansas. You have, all right, you have several depots out here, man. Okay, you have underground systems here. Esau has, allegedly, there's a underground silo that was once active, maybe it's a suburb called Lee Summit, Missouri. Allegedly, there was a old silo that was decommissioned years ago that they keep on the store for like an underground car garage or some shit. Some guy was telling me this years ago, you know. So it makes sense that this city will be on the list because, for one thing, it's landlocked. Everything is here. You know, and it can't nothing get to you. You're landlocked, you fly in, you fly out. You're not by a big body of water, and it's harder to really get inland. You see, and on top of that, they building up a lot of data centers out here too. Shit, hey, 15-minute smart cities can come through here too, man, because they put a lot of money into this city. They're building up. You know, the Chiefs brought several Super Bowls here, so this city got money to spend. And on top of that, this World Cup is supposed to bring in so many millions of dollars. So we're going to see what Esau going to do. But it reads, it says the Kansas City Aviation Department has confirmed the FBI has been called to the scene to investigate. It says airport police are working with the FBI to substantiate any potential threat, but the reports are also coming from across the country that lines are backed up in many airports. So basically, they were saying the lines were backed up due to the government shutdown, because we're still in a partial shutdown as well. So Babylon is being judged on all sides, man. Okay. So what I did, I typed in terror, just did a generic search, and it came up in the King James Bible 15 times, right? And just grabbing a couple of precepts. Job 18:11, it says, terror should make him afraid on every side and should drive him to his feet. Yep. Because once again, the FBI is putting out constant alerts to watch these cities and to be on point. And a lot of it, too, is to bring in draconian systems, man, because with all this so-called terror threat and needing the ability to surveillance people in order to bring in a chip, this is all part of the catalyst on bringing in a digital system so they can have the rundown on everybody, man, because by them saying that we're under immediate threat, they're going to want to know who you are, what you're capable of doing. That way they can say, well, look, if you don't opt into this digital system, then we suspect you of terror, because why don't you want to identify yourself? And there's many ways that they can swing this thing, man. But all this is playing in tandem with the fall of the system and with the institution of the MOTB, because like we mentioned, they're going to use terror to push the chip, man. You know? Verses 14. His confidence should be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it should bring him forth to the king of terrors, man. All right. But it says terror should make him afraid on every side and should drive him to his feet, because now the war with Iran, they're losing. OK, it's not looking too good. And the crazy part about it is that Iran is bombing strategic points in parts of the Middle East. You know, the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates, you know, the Saudis whatsoever, Dubai. And they're like bombing particular economic strongholds to bring in economic destabilization to the West, man. You know, setting up decoys, America spending billions of dollars on missile systems. And now the small hats want to accuse the Iranians of war crimes because they got hit with a barrage of missiles. But wait a minute. What about the October 7th thing that you start? You started the goddamn war, man. So how are they accused of war crimes? The devil is sick. Job 27:20. Terror should take upon him, hold on him as waters, as a tempest that's stealing him away in the night. Okay, read a little bit more going down. It says the east wind carried him and departed, and the storm hurled him out of his place, which is going into the destruction. For the power should cast upon him and not spare, and he would fain flee out of his hand, and men should clap their hands at him and should hiss him out of his place, and he's been exposed, man. But it says terror should take hold on him as waters. Yeah, because he's consumed. When you drown in let's say if you jump in Lake Michigan in the middle of it, you're consumed by the waters. The waves is going to take you under. So a threat here, threat there, this threat, that threat. The Iranians launching missiles, which I don't believe they have missiles that can reach this side of the earth. But they got the Russians, the Chinese. Okay, they have ballistic missiles that can hit this side of the earth and within minutes. You know? So this man is cooked, man. All right, he's through. And brothers, this system is getting ready to fall. All right, we don't have that much time left. You know, I got a feeling that this Iranian war will provoke an accelerated collapse of the dollar. And when the dollar collapses, it's going to cause America's allies to turn against her, because they already are not with what America and Israel was doing in the Middle East or the East or the Western Asia. You know, they're not fine with what they're doing to the Iranians, man, because they're like, look, you're going to risk dragging us into a bigger conflict, which is going to involve Russia, China, all right, Japan, those more bigger nations with more advanced technology. And before you know it, Europe is going to be under full collapse, man, because they need resources and minerals from other countries like Iran, the oil, and they deal with these other nations, man. But they're getting cut out the box because of the West, man. So I could see an economic collapse, a dollar collapse, causing global instability and causing America's allies to come up against them. Because once the dollar goes, the global market collapses simultaneously. And this is why they're trying to get away from the dollar. You know, that's why you have BRICS nations, you have OPECs, you see. But anyway, let's go. Was this the book of Yeah, let's go here. Not end it. This wasn't gonna be a long lesson. This is just to put something on wax. But yeah, man, is keep an eye on what's happening with Iran. Pay attention to Russia and China too. Okay, pay attention to the Gulf states, which I looked up. The Gulf states, and it goes into Gulf states mostly common in international news, politics, and economics. Refers to Arab states bordering the Persian Gulf, the Arabian Gulf in some contexts. These are wealthy oil-producing countries in the Middle East, which there's no such thing. But the core group is 6 members of the Gulf Cooperation Council, which is known as the GCC, a political and economic union formed in 1981, which is Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. The UAE, United Arab Emirates, some people including Iraq and occasionally Iran, when referring more broadly to all countries bordering the Persian Gulf, but the Gulf state or Gulf Arab states usually points to the GCC, 6, especially the smaller wealthy monarchies. These nations are known for massive oil and gas reserves, modern cities like Dubai, because Dubai is in a fucking desert. And I believe that is it China, if I'm not mistaken, that supplies them with water. And if they go dry, 2 weeks, they through. Because they're in the middle of a damn desert. You know, converting ocean water into usable water. That's what they should have did out there in Cali, man. That way they could have put those fires out from the Palisades, but that was all set up. But it reads here, Dubai, Doha, Abu Dhabi, and sovereign wealth funds and significant global economic influence. So once these regions get attacked, and once the Strait of Hormuz remains jammed up and they block it completely, that's it. That's 20% of the world's oil supply right there. And all markets go up. So it ain't looking too good for this devil, man. But anyway, last precept. This is the book of Isaiah 19:1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall move at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, man. Meaning the hearts of Egypt, it's gonna fail. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, a civil war, because once this system crashed, that's when people are going to start to go at one another for the want of things, for resources, liquor, women, food, bread, shelter. You know, whatever they may deem usable, then they're going to come, you know, they're going to want to take it. This is why we're going to need the Lord with us, bro, because you better believe, man, these people, they're going to be kicking in doors, and then you're going to have troops, police in the streets. And that's a whole nother problem you got to worry about, man. And every man and everyone should against brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. That's Trump, man. And a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord of hosts. And the water shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up, man. So with that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.